Welcome back to a new season of Sailing into the Mystic. After enjoying our new sailboat for a year and a half, it was now time to haul it out of the water to do some long overdue repairs. So we are going to be sailing from our marina in Harbor Island all the way to Oceanside.
Oceanside, yeah. From San Diego Bay to Oceanside.
We were going to go tomorrow on Sunday, but tomorrow is going to be raining, and then out in the ocean, the winds weren't going to be as favorable, like blowing in the direction we're going, and they were going to be a lot harsher, and the swells are going to be a lot bigger. Talking about doing this for a year and a half. Need bottom paint, really bad.
Doing all the through hulls, all of the through hulls, and the valves. And this is good because I'm going to feel so much better about this boat with the new through hulls and new valves, because if you look at them now, they're pretty scary. We'll put a picture of what they look like in here.
So yeah, so we are sailing up this weekend, and then it'll be in the guest dock, I guess, there until about Thursday or Friday when they're ready to pull it out, and then they'll put it on dry dock for us.
So they'll pull it out and put it on stands, and then right away pressure wash it for us, and then they're going to wait for it to dry. While it's on the stands and drying, we can be pulling apart the through hulls. So over the weekend, Saturday, Sunday, while it's drying over the weekend, we're going to be in the boat pulling the through hulls out, putting in the new ones. So hopefully we can get all the through hulls done, and I'm putting in a new speedometer, depth finder, and water temp gauge through hull. So we'll put that in and be ready to go. So when they come in on Monday, all of our stuff's done and they just paint. And we get basically 2 days of free in the harbor.
If everything goes well. Otherwise, we're going to be there a few more days and paying lots of money every day. Maybe this is where I jinxed everything. Our perfect plan to get our boat done and out of there in 1 week or less did not quite pan out, as you will later see. And then, I guess you put it back in the guest dock, and then the following weekend we sail it back, right? We haven't quite figured out that far. We're going to have to look at the weather models then and see which is the best day to sail it back. Getting the weather report for tomorrow. That's why we did not go tomorrow. We had some pretty rough weather forecasts for the next few weeks, and the first bad storm was to arrive the very next day. We really weren't sure how it was all going to work out. After 9 hours of sailing north, we finally arrived at the marina, where we would leave the Mystic until she would be hauled out and dry docked, while waiting our return the following weekend to begin the work. Oceanside! We did it!
I am worried that the boat isn't tied like I want. Right now they've got 14 knots of wind up where the boat's tied up, and I'm worried because we were only able to tie it on one side. So see, and it's a heavy boat, so it's squishing the hell out of the only two that they're touching, but it's squishing the hell out of them. And but luckily the wind's coming directly from behind, coming straight up, and it's not hurting anything. Everything's good. I got a buddy down there checking on it for us.
We got friends in Oceanside.
Thanks, Frank.
Hey, it's Thursday after we dropped off the boat, and I'm driving an hour away from home over to Oceanside after work, and Tim is getting off work right now, and he's driving over to Oceanside. I don't know how many hours putting in tonight, but it's gonna be a late night tonight, and then a late night tomorrow night after work, and then a full day Saturday and Sunday working on the boat. We've already been told the boat's been taken out of the water, and I guess it was so bad, it was so dirty, and hadn't been painted for so long, and blah, blah, blah. All the stuff that we know. So now they're saying it's gonna cost $500 more to sandblast, or to scrape it and clean it, the bottom, but we already knew all that. And then get a good coat on there. So hopefully that won't take any longer than the weekend. We're gonna try and put in, or try and take out at least 1 or 2 through hulls tonight, just so we can figure out what our system and routine is for Tim taking them out, me cleaning up and painting, and then Tim putting back in the new ones. Upon our first inspection, we could see that there were some blisters to repair, and the paint was even more thinned out than our very first survey a year and a half ago. But it cleaned up nice, and we only had a little more scrubbing to do from where the bands of the boat lift were.
Step over the thing.
Yeah, the first challenge was to figure out the best way to get into the boat since I was still recuperating from a sprained ankle. Added to that, we had only just arrived and it was already getting dark. It was going to be hard putting in the time after work on these short winter days.
These are a tool that my students made in class on the plasma cam. So I gave them some dimensions of the different ball valves and nuts down here, and so they made a dog leg wrench with the plasma cutter. So this will be like for a 1/2-inch drive for a ratchet or an extension we could put in there, and then a ratchet, and this will go around the different nuts on there. So let's see if it's gonna work. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, back to the drawing board. For this one, we need an octagon shape, not a hexagon shape.
Stabbing my fingers. Hell out of the way.
So this meant that on our first night, we were going to have to work on the through holes without the fancy tools.
Tearing me up, cutting the hell out of my hand.
Height of 6'3", Tim is a big guy, and he struggled with fitting into small spaces while muscling the super old fittings without all the right tools. It was a bit of a rough start.
Get out of my own way. Cabinet over there, I think there might be some PV blasters. Oh, it says it's some kind of drain, but I can't really tell what it says anymore.
We discovered that it was way past time to replace these through-hole fittings and ball valves.
I can't get the damn thing off. You end up cutting the hose, and then it's too short, and then you got to replace it. This one is going to go take it off. And this one just broke off as I was going to go and remove it. Oh, shit. So, and that one goes to the engine. This is a bad design. You can't even close this one.
What?
This is in the way. You can't even close it. So if this broke, this hose broke, you go in there to shut the valve off, you wouldn't be able to do it. Now there's inside of the valve here, and that's just so crudded up you can't even see the valve is opening or not. It's still, well, this is your intake for the toilets. This is water. Yeah, that's the ball valve itself. So it's definitely time for that to be replaced. So even though the arm moves real nice, the ball valve inside is not moving at all. So if we had a water leak coming in through here, we wouldn't be able to shut this off. We'd be, again, we couldn't shut that one off. We couldn't shut this one off either.
Just working on 3 of the 7 fittings, we found that we had pulled the boat out just in time. Well, just drilled 2 holes underneath the keel there.
Rudder.
I mean, gosh, I keep calling it a keel. Okay, we just drilled 2 holes underneath the rudder. Because we noticed a crack. If you can see it here, yeah. On the end, so we got to fiberglass that as well, and that most likely was where water's been coming in to the rudder, and we were told about that when we bought the boat, so we knew about it, but we didn't remember until we arrived today and we're looking at it. So draining this out, and we'll talk to the guys tomorrow and see if they can fiberglass it for us while we continue to work on the through holes. Back on the boat for night number 2, and we are gonna try and continue working on the through hulls and use all these crazy tools that Tim had put together today and in his classroom, and working with students to kind of engineer different things that we can use to get some of these tough through hulls out. So we're playing the game with light. It's getting dark fast, and we're trying to see how much we can get done, because we're not plugged in anywhere. Okay, he just stuck this up, the one through hole, and I don't understand what he's doing. I think he went over to get me something to explain. It's gonna be Teacher Tim.
So I created a puller that's gonna pull this through hull out. So there's, on the other side of this, inside the boat, there's a 3x3 plate with a 1/2-inch hole in it and a nut. So as I tighten this, it's gonna pull that square down, 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 which is gonna pull the through hull out of the hull. Just pull it straight out until it bottoms down to this. Then I'll loosen it, put some more spacers up here, pull it the rest of the way through. But right now I'm having a hard time just holding on to the rod. I should have brought my
Oh, you want gloves? You got gloves? Those sticky gloves?
Oh yes, that'll be good. So you gotta look inside here, and you can see, remember I told you it was all faired in?
Yeah.
So now it's already starting to come out.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, you're there. Okay. Ew.
That worked out good, huh?
Yeah.
This soggy bullshit does have to keep coming up.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna work on these other ones I was fighting with last night.
Okay.
See if I can get anywhere.
This is today's creation of the tool. It's now 8-sided.
Nope, I do. A little bit longer. Holy hell. Precision fit right there. I'll tell you what. Do it. That is success right there. That is. So now we can use the puller on these two. Boom! Out of here.
Tim was in better spirits tonight because all the extra tools he made were making the task much easier. That's fast. Each through-hole nut required a different size of our dogleg wrenches, and we were able to loosen things, but these two through-hole nuts were not cooperating. We finally went downstairs to see if we could create more leverage on the other side of the through-hole. Aw, we missed the sunset. Look how pretty that is. All right, back downstairs. I just can't bend my leg still, my ankle still. Almost a full moon. One of the guys at the boatyard saw us working late and came over to check out our work.
Alright, so you just hold it like that.
He immediately gave us tips on how to speed up our work when he saw us doing this. So, how are we doing this now?
I think we're gonna cut. He's gonna get us a extension cord to plug in right there. Yeah, that's great. We're right by the electricity. You put us in a great spot, really.
All right, we got a power source. Now, our boatyard mentor has told us just to cut all this stuff out. So we're going to use the power source coming through the window. And Timo has his power tools.
Yeah.
And we're going to cut it out. And 5 minutes later, we finally had the nut removed on that through hole.
Get out of here! Yeah.
Did it fall?
Yep. She gone.
It's nice to have a mentor.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mark.
Thank you, Mark.
All right, it's off. Oh.
Yeah.
All right. Through hole number 3. Ew, gross. I can't tell you how gross that looks. Seems like more things are...
Extension? Thank you.
This is our final through hole that we're pulling out for tonight. This is the 7th one. Number 7. Woohoo.
That's the pooper.
You stop that.
It's not. It's just the inlet water.
Well, we did good tonight then. Thanks to having some tools that were made and to Mark who gave us some tips and lent us some tools. Driving away that night, we noticed the restaurant Joe's Crab Shack was still open across the street. So we bellied up to celebrate that 7 through halls were cleared out and we had a good strong start into the weekend. Stay tuned for the next episode when we continue to race against the clock in between storms and dock fees.
Hey, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Sailing into the Mystic. If you enjoyed this episode, please hit the like button, and we love hearing from you, so it'd be great if you could leave a comment below. Subscribe to our channel to be notified of our new episodes. Thanks again, and we'll see you next week.